Okay, Aquarius. Let's talk about the fact that you have 5 planets swimming around in your energies right now. But where the houses fall, where your house falls, everybody's going to say, of course, all the planets are in your first house because you're in Aquarius. No, next week, the first house will be aligned with the first house spindle on the rung on the wheel, on the house wheel, will be aligned with your actual first house. Right now, everything's starting out in your 12th house, but it's still in your energy. It's still in your it's still in the sign. You have 5 planets. You have Venus and Mercury. Venus just snuck in there. Mercury is in retrograde in Aquarius. You have Jupiter, Saturn, and you have the sun. The house is full. The house is full. But the wonderful thing aspect about knowing that right now all of this is activated for you in what's really happening in your 12th house is that there is going to be, through thought, through imagination, through open-mindedness, and through review, because of Mercury retrograde, there's going to be a lot of exposés. There's going to be a lot of revelations, which will lead to realizations. And eventually, just, it's right now, forget about what will come after. And I think that's the major struggle right now, is keeping you from jumping too fast and allowing you yourselves to just have time to process and really geek out about all the fascinating revelations and realizations that are going to happen for you right now. Now, as where the houses fall, in terms of where the houses fall right now, the Taurus energy, the Uranus and Mars, which are both in Taurus, are falling in, I think, your 3rd house, and the North Node is falling in your 4th house. So what is that saying? There's some sort of challenge or need to move on from what we learned in our past, our childhood, old beliefs, or the scripts that we were written and sort of brainwashed with when we were kids. It's now asking us to open up. It's also asking us to be open to communications, or be open to learning things, or learning things that are coming out of nowhere, that seem to you to never be something that you even thought about, but to open your mind to the possibility of their reality when they come to you, because they will be coming to you. This could come in the form of probably written word, written communications, revelations that are going to surprise you. There is no need to feel any sort of shame or even exaltation. What I'd really, really recommend is for you to just find fascination in the fact that all of this was happening and you didn't even know it. And it's not a betrayal, and it's not a backstabbing. It's something that'll make you realize just how big the universe is, just how large the world is, just how large the cosmos is, and how big these energies are, that even with you and your mindset that is always going to extraordinary places, there are some things that you could never imagine. And what I'm feeling is this information will bring you to your knees in a very beautiful way, in the way that we're brought to our knees in the face of God. So there's this, just like you try to define God. What is God? It's impossible to really define what God is with human words. It's certainly not a he, she, or it, right? We all know that. But so it's in the presence of something that's so illuminating that the beauty of the moment really is the fact that you're just here. You're able to experience it. This is something that you will be able to bear witness to, and that will kind of change in some ways who you are from this point on. So this is really a game-changing atmosphere, energy, vibration, let's say chorus for you right now. You're being surrounded by things that can literally change your DNA at this moment. Now, how does that impact you in the 3D world? Well, number one, you can expect surprises. You can expect revelations that will kind of like make your head go, whoa, that's amazing, or I didn't even know that was going on, and that's pretty awesome. And look, and you'll be able to feel, I know you'll be able to feel what's coming, that there's energy coming, that there's a shift, in other words, that's almost, let me say this, shifted in your favor to kind of like turn the world's eye, to fascinate on those things that you are fascinated with already, those things that are sort of divinely you. The world is now starting to be unintimidated by enough to approach it, hear it, listen to it. So this is also a very, very excellent week for you to make moves and make communications and put your ideas out there. Let the world know who the you are, because the volume or the magnification of how much that matters, it will be magnified now. It's like your level of importance in the world is multiplied by 5, multiplied by all of these energies and how they impact each other. It's really resonating very high right now. This many planets all in Aquarius, it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's really fascinating how even in terms of universally, it's almost like we needed a change. We definitely needed a shift in perspective, and we need to shake off the need to be conformative, the need to conform, the need to do things the way that we've always done them, or think, see, or believe things that we've always believed. So this is almost like a universal shift that's really going to put you front and center for abundance now, to get noticed, to get attention, to get realized and recognized, for being you. And that, in other words, there's nothing that you have to do except accept. That's what it is. Just accept what's happening around you and allow yourself to go with the flow and trust the divine intervention in your life right now, because Aquarius, it is really going to be beautiful for you. Variance. You may have felt recently that there is something different or strange going on, especially surrounding the 4th house. This sort of shift or difference in things that are happening could be very well, even where you set up, where you're living, you could be actually changing somehow. The structure, the location, all of those things, where you call home is shifting now. And it's shifting maybe because you're leveling up, right? It's shifting maybe because you just know yourself a little bit better. We're for whatever reason, it's shifting to a more honest, true state of being for you. And it's not about, and the one thing I want to warn you against, and don't get distracted with, is other people's approval. It's not about the approval. And if you try to bow to that, you're actually bowing to last year's energy, where Saturn and Jupiter were in Capricorn. You don't want to bow to that. You want to be wholly and completely yourself right now. So don't pay so much attention to the crowd. Just let the crowd pay attention to you. Now the variance is about, you can feel that there's a shift. You can feel that there's a change. Don't let this fill you with fear. Don't let it even give you pause. The variance and change must happen around you. It doesn't have to happen to you. There is almost commentary here from the cosmos of, we're catching up to you in some ways. Understood? So don't go around thinking it can be very distracting, especially as a fixed sign. It doesn't matter that you're Aquarius energy is still fixed energy. And so lots of times it can get caught up too much, especially in the affairs of the public, what the public thinks, popularity, who's saying, she's saying, she had popularity, all that, kind of shallow stuff that can really distract you from your divine purpose of enlightening people and being the vehicle through which connects us to each other, but not sets up stages for us to be catty or stupid or judgmental, which so much can be about popularity, friendship. That's that low vibrational Aquarian energy. So be very, very cognizant of it right now, to keep yourself out of it right now, because the cosmos is shifting so beautifully that even shifting into the low vibrational energy won't ruin things for you, but it will muddy it. You know, it's like being in that gorgeous, beautiful, dream come true garments that you've put on yourself, and then having to walk through mud. Like, that's not what you want. You want to show up sparkling and beautiful, and you really don't have to muddy it with anything right now, as long as you just have faith. Faith is a key right now. Ask your soul. Your soul is talking to you. It's vibrating high, and it's very clear about what your purpose is. So there, wherever you feel calm, wherever you feel right, wherever you feel the smile coming on your face without the thought preceding it. It's almost like a smile just comes on your face without having thought anything or saw anything in particular. You'll feel your face changing, and that's how you'll know, I'm in the right spot right now. I'm in the right mindset right now. I'm with the right people right now. You'll catch yourself smiling, and you won't be able to think. You won't be able to identify the image or what you saw that made you smile, because it wasn't an image or what you saw. It wasn't external, and it wasn't imagination. It was 100% just being connected that actually made you smile at that moment. So watch out for moments like that, because like I said, be aware, be cognizant of your peace and your joy and your happiness, and it will literally lead you to the doorways of abundance this week. It's interesting. Have faith in your dreams comes up, which is a new moon rising. It's gaining momentum. Keep going. In other words, it's saying keep the good work up. This is really that time to set up for all the abundance that will come, even if it doesn't come in now. You're setting the tune, you're setting the tide, you're building the road that will take it right to you. But then it also says adjustments are required. Adjustments are required in your perspective, because perspective and faith are the name of the game this week, especially for you. Something has shifted your perspective of things, your understanding of how important they are in your life. And this shift is something to be trusted, not something to be questioned. So ultimately, it's a shift in self, so that you will react or behave differently to a circumstance that, you could already be struggling with. This is interesting here. There's struggle, there's fight. There's almost a sense of prepping for, it's like you were prepping to defend yourself, you were prepping to fight, you were prepping to argue, you were prepping for that really dissonant discourse with somebody, you were prepping for it. This is a way to sort of like stand down your guns, or just to completely look in a different way about guns in general, about your anger, about why you're feeling this way. It's a wonderful energy to like put all those things into look at them objectively, and in order to put them in a different perspective, and also kind of understand and see the mechanisms going on the other side of things. So all of a sudden, it's like you're learning and you're growing and you're knowing that you don't have to go to extremes right now. In fact, there's beauty in that happy middle point right now. That beautiful, don't take things so seriously. Trust in them and be completely centered in now, right now, not being worried or letting yourself get psyched up about what might happen in the future, what I might have to do, what fight I might have to have, etc., etc. Roots are here. I don't know what this is, but there's definitely fourth house energy surrounding you right now. And it's got to be because that's where the North Node is. Some challenges coming in, communication challenges, challenging communications with your family, or because of your family, or having some sort of connection to your family. Now, it might not be in your family, but your family itself might have had struggles or having to defend itself or fight people right now. And that's where the information could actually be coming in that's very helpful to gain perspective. Hold on, I have to sneeze. Hold on. Sorry, bless me. I just had to sneeze. It might be really coming in now, those sort of like gaining new insights and new information. Maybe what you were researching or figuring out didn't really make sense, and you couldn't put the pieces together. you can't put the pieces together because you're looking at the pieces from the wrong perspective, or you're using the pieces in the wrong way. This is not a two-dimensional puzzle. This is a three-dimensional puzzle. And that's why originally the pieces didn't make sense, and they will make sense once you start applying them to the right direction, a more well-rounded direction. Okay, exceptionality. Right? This is basically understanding that you're different and seeing how you had to branch out away from the expected trajectory of whatever it was that your roots set up for you. This may be actually your permission, or the time when you feel most comfortable doing something outside of your comfort zone and something that you have not tried before. Also a sense of trying to think of things from a different perspective, because as a fixed air sign, Aquarius's caveat could be fixed mindsets. That there's ideas here, there's beliefs based on ideas, based on information that you've added to your wheelhouse that now you have to that now are being challenged. And honestly, it's good that they're being challenged, because what this does is make you more of who you are instead of who you were born as. It's calling you to definitely go outside your comfort zone right now. You're just being drawn out. Remember, the moon is in Libra, the north node is in Gemini, and so many fucking planets are in Aquarius, including Mercury. There's this beautiful grand air trine happening right now, and it's just about like growing through knowing, even if it's knowing that doesn't necessarily or initially make you comfortable. It's like, okay, but how can I use this? How can I use this for my own enlightenment, progress, and metamorphosis? This is interesting. You may not understand the information that you're getting in right now. It's almost maybe coded or very enigmatic. So it's twofold. The lesson is twofold. The lesson is in the information itself, and also learning how to look at the code it's written in a different way, so that you can decode it and expand your mind and then get the actual message. So you will feel challenged, but in a very excitable way. It won't be a bad challenge. There's definitely just like confusing or conflicting information that's coming in that may or may not flip the way that you saw somebody, especially an ancestor. Flip it on its head. You'll never be able to look at them in the same way again. But in a sense, it's a beautiful thing, because this liberates a part of you that you felt was tethered or held to the obligation to uphold that look, that concept, that understanding. This is going to flip all of that on its head. Prosperity and freedom means that you now have the 3D resources, and this week, it's not necessarily about money. This card usually indicates that money's coming in. So money could very well be coming into you, Aquarius. There's a lot of abundance that's coming to you in a lot of forms. I think it's predominantly in terms of intellect and ideas and insight and information that you were waiting on, it was holding you back, not knowing. And this is the information that's actually going to take you to the next level. Where have you set your intentions? Where have you set your sights? Where are your intentions? Intentions are everything right now. They're going to determine if you sink yourself into a hole, or if you sink yourself, or if you spread your wings and fly. So it's like the universe is sort of watching and seeing, what are your real intentions? Are your real intentions to create abundance and popularity for yourself? Or are your real intentions to expand, broaden, and shape the world? In which case, you can collect as much 3D resources as possible, as long as you're aligned with this higher purpose. But if it's not really about the higher purpose, if it's really just all about sort of the tacky mundane, there could be some fallout here. What is your nature? Who are you really? Underneath it all, who are you? This is your emotions. This is the moon. Like it could also be a message to check your moon sign or when the moon is in Libra. But more or less, I think that it says intuitively, your nature, your true nature, is not a lie and it's not the enemy. It's your true self, and there's so much abundance coming by accepting it, owning it, and celebrating it. Your intuition is going to guide you. Your own nature is going to sort of determine the outcome of this week. And isn't that interesting with all the 5 planets in your energy? It's your nature itself. It's the Aquarian nature itself that's driving the progress, the practices, as well as the revelations right now. And it's, what is that energy? It's looking at things from in a different way. It's thinking about things in a different way. And all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, because I looked at things from a different perspective. I see an opening. I see an opportunity where I did not see it before. So what I'm saying to you, Aquarius, is you're the one that holds the key. You're the one for you. And the universe is setting it all up for you to be able to be pushed and directed to stand on your head today. Why? Intuitively, God's talking to you. Just do it. That's what I'm saying. So if you really like this video so far, please do like it. Also share it on your social media platforms so you can that really helps the channel grow by getting the word out. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that bell, making sure that it's set to all notifications, not just some notifications, because I upload between 12 and 14 videos a week, and they all pertain to you, not just Aquarius, but what's your rising sign? What's your moon sign? You might be curious about other people's signs. There's new messages coming out every single week for you. And beyond that, there's messages on the extendeds. Now, those are the tarot card readings that literally ask, what are the challenges? What are the blockages? How do I get over it? And what's the future? Like blatant answers to those specifics. All of those are in the link below, and the extended reading, and the extended reading includes a full romance specific spread too, so it's 2 readings in 1 down there. So I do hope that you'll join me for those. You can subscribe directly to Vimeo as well, and then you'll get access to the extendeds about a day before you get access through YouTube. Also, that's where I upload my free weekly astrological forecasts, so you know every week, day by day, I take it Sunday through Saturday, day by day, the day by day play by play, basically, of the astrology this week. And then I also have an Instagram profile. So please do join me on Instagram if you want to join my daily tarot card readings. I go live there all the time, Monday through Friday, and I do daily tarot card readings for everybody to interact with. So join me, please. I'd be happy to have you. Let's get into your animal totem cards, which will basically let us have some insights into the signs and symbols that will be coming to you for this week, Aquarius. So we have your cards on the table. We start in the past with, there are things that have been building for a long time. This could be poor health, illness, or just mental sickness, things that have been bothering you. They seemed small, which means it's easy to ignore. I just got another message for this card. You know, things may seem small at first, but they can grow as long as they're consistent. So this might not be a negative meaning. This may be you. It's okay to start small. Starting small, but that's okay. It's almost like it's growing, and it's growing steadily, and it's prolific. Set healthy boundaries is about how much do you take on? Like, are the boundaries that you're setting for yourself, have you blocked yourself in with the thought processes that we were talking about? This is armadillo energy asking us to question, have we cut off some of our potential because maybe some of our walls are too high or too thick? Spirit has a plan, right? Connecting with the higher power is your way to get a objective perspective and aerial view. Maybe you won't be able to get it from the ground or from your perspective, but if you connect through spirit, that spiritual awakening is what will allow you to see things from that aerial point of view. Embrace the in-between. This is Libra energy. So right now, there is no need to rush things, push things, or force things, right? There are lessons to be learned right now with everything that's going on around you, especially lessons in patience. Oh, time for a deep dive. This is also Libra energy. This is romance, romantic partnership, etc., etc. This definitely seems like there's some sort of ambiguity maybe in a romantic partnership, or maybe somebody doesn't know how you feel. You haven't let them know how you feel, or they don't know that, or you don't know how they feel. That's what I'm picking up with that message. Then we have slow and steady wins the race. Take your time. It really is about feeling the beauty of the water around you and the lovely flow of the current, and not just about getting someplace. So the value and the treasure right now is actually in the journey and what you can learn along the way. This is also about something was moving slow. Just because it's moving slow doesn't mean it isn't moving. The slower it takes to get there, the longer it will last. So this is about building something that's going to last, not something that is quickly built and quickly torn down. And then we have see the big picture. And I think at this point you're getting it. You're understanding that the slow build is just fine, and I'm not going to be rushed. I'm okay with where I am right now. This is also speaking about wealth and abundance because it's Taurus energy. Like, how is money impacting your life? How is it affecting your choices? Is it negative, or is it good or bad? Is it helping you, or is it harming you? Because there could be some pressures when it comes to finances, because all fixed signs, not just Aquarius, like the finer things in life. And that's fucking awesome. But ultimately, it can't be the priority. Those are the things that you attract to you, not the things that you allow to guide you. Sweet results await. So there is abundance here. And I know that you can see it and probably feel it right now. There's so much abundance. And where does this abundance come from? Well, only the busy bee gets the honey. I've said this a half a dozen times. This is the sun card. This is the sun that comes after the rain. This is the honey that comes after the hard work. So what this is telling me is you have been busting your ass, and now you can start to feel some of that sweet honey coming in, dripping in it. Dripping in it, dripping in it, dripping in it. Time to heal. Kundalini energy. So finally being able to be in a place where you can let out those sacral, primal, instinctual energies. Be able to, now you can finally like handle them, where you're at a point where you aren't intimidated by them, and you're able to look something that's pretty intimidating and could be toxic in the eye and know that you have control over the situation, and freedom is yours. Freedom is yours once you release the toxicity. You know, once you look the toxicity in the eye, you can liberate yourself from it and really not give a damn anymore. This is very much Aquarius energy. It's almost like creating an immunity to the toxins it's like purging the toxins. The toxins aren't even going to be there anymore. Clear out the clutter. This is a transformative energy, Cancerian energy that makes us remember we're supposed to grow. We're not supposed to stay tadpoles forever. Your days as a tadpole where you were pushed around are no longer. And it's almost like coming out of your family's shell, being able, not in a bad way, but finally being able to grow beyond what your family gave you. And if they gave you deep roots, that's a direct relation. Or if you've taken the time to establish your own deep roots, that's directly proportional to how high you'll be able to go. Nice. And then we have surrender now. So trust and just let things be. Dive right in. You do not have to worry. Even the flames will feel good. There's no such thing as failure right now. There's so much confidence. Also a sense of really wanting to just be able to let go. And you're in a place of such divine trust right now. There's no need to fear. Time for a beginner mind. Maybe there is a little fear. These two cards coming out together say you do want to move forward, but there's a hint of caution in you. There's a hint of self-defensiveness. There's a sense of, I'm going to carry my intellect as a weapon. It almost comes along with this. It's almost like you can sense that you're going to need your knowledge to defend you, or it's like you can feel a fight coming. That's all I can say. And ultimately, I wouldn't say that you're wrong, but I would say that you are ready. Let's put it that way. Excuse my sniffling. Let's also get into your angel messages. Angel messages for Aquarius right now. Aquarius, please. Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. What do we see? Clarity. Holy crap. Something becomes very clear, and if you were pulled and pushed or feeling like you were pulled and pushed between two choices, you're not going to be anymore. It's going to break through. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in the blue of the sky. Feel a gentle breeze flow through you. There is peace. There is clarity. A magical healing has just taken place. A gift from your guardian angel. Now I know what these cards mean. The conflict inside of you is now over. You're never so sure of yourself as you are now. We also have integrity. Be flexible, but also be true to you. Stand by your beliefs and values, not necessarily by your families, but your beliefs and values, and others will stand by you. You're helping to grow things by doing things differently, right? It's not necessarily just keeping the garden, it's expanding it. Blue Angel, I, Archangel Michael, am here by your side. I am all around you and will forever protect you. Remember this. Whenever you feel fearful, I love you. All is well. And he wields a mighty sword of defense and protection. Swords are also intellect, though, isn't it? There you go. Now let's head down below. We're going to go over to Vimeo. I'll see you guys in the extended.